Pause the video. Oh, we're live. Hi.
Hi. We were having a chat with some friends recently about how difficult it is in the scenario that when you get pregnant, do you tell friends and family or do you keep it a secret? And what was the best advice?
There's a lot of opinions out there, and coming from our experience, we have decided to accumulate 5 different tips as to why you should share. But this is just according to us.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Yeah.
We just have a blog.
It's just our opinion. It's just our opinion. Like, whatever you choose to do is the right thing.
But our opinion is like way better than like anything you read on the internet.
For me, because we were doing IVF and we've mostly been very open about it, it's kind of hard not to tell people because you've told them about every moment of the process.
Right.
So what I did was initially it was kept amongst very close family and a couple of close friends, and that was it. And I went to work and nobody knew about it, and it was tough because I would sneak out on my lunch hour to go and get I go to doctor's appointments before work, but then I had to sneak out on my lunch hour to go and get an embryo transfer. And
it's crazy.
And no one knew, and I was always worried that they were thinking I was slacking off. So that was kind of stressful. But and eventually when I did find the courage to be open about it, it's, you know, there's many reasons why I think it was a good thing to do. And
well, we got naturally pregnant the first time. It was on our honeymoon. I knew bad things could happen, so I didn't tell anybody. Except for my husband. And so for 2 months, you know, I pretty much harbored this knowledge that I was pregnant. And then the conclusion was I had a miscarriage during work. I had horrible cramps. I ran to my car and nobody knew what was going on. I had to take the day off. Nobody was there for me because I didn't tell anybody. And it just looked weird that I decided to just take off work and not come back. You know, fast forward a second time that we got pregnant again a few months later, and, you know, same thing happened. I was heavily into work and I didn't tell anybody, and I had no heartbeat, so I had to get a DNC. So I was lucky enough to have Simone with me at the time, who actually took me to the DNC because she was the only one who knew. It's a shame that nobody could be there for me because it was a really devastating time.
If we got pregnant naturally, I feel that I actually think I'd be too scared to tell people because for the first few months, because I'd be thinking,
except for me. I'm like, you're not drinking. What's wrong with you? You're pregnant.
I'd be scared to tell people.
I'm not pregnant.
It's true. Because of my history, because of our history of it not working, I'd be scared to tell people because I guess I'm so worried that it would repeat itself. So maybe if I felt more confident that it was going to be okay, then I might feel more confident in telling people. But if we ever went down the IVF route again, I would still be honest with a select group of people.
Yeah.
And everyone on our blog.
Millions and millions of people watching this right now, because that's how many fans we have. But if for any reason, knock on wood, I happen to get naturally pregnant, I too would only share it with a few people. You, obviously. My husband, I'll share it with him. I'll tell him. Maybe I'll tell Simone first. Wouldn't that be fun? I could tell Simone first, then we could surprise him. He'd love that.
So, to sum up this conversation.
We have a point.
Yeah, there is a point to this. Come up with 5 very good reasons why it's a good idea to tell the truth if you are pregnant, even if it's the early stages. Number 1 is you're excited.
Yeah.
It's
exciting.
It's great. It's an amazing, you know, to even get to that stage alone is a huge step.
Yeah.
And you want to be optimistic and want to feel how great this is.
Yeah.
And even though you might be cautious inside, it's so nice to share that experience. Number 2, if on the other side, which I think this is the most important reason, if things don't go to plan and you have any complications, you really need that support there if it goes wrong. Miscarriage is really common, and to go through it alone or even just with your partner is really stressful and emotional, and you do need the support.
Our number 3 tip is to share your news with somebody at work, because you are working the same amount of hours and the same days, and you can't really hide it when you're exhausted and you're puking in the bathroom. You kind of need that one person that's like, I got this.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, oh, Kamala's just off running an errand. No, she's throwing up in her car. It's hard. It's hard to hide it. You're exhausted by 3 p.m. So you need that one person that's kind of like, your little go-to person, to help out. The number 4 tip, the number 4 tip that we have for you is there's only so much Google can tell you. We know that, and that's why we started the blog.
Yeah, I just think that going to Google can have its uses, but if you rely on it, it can overwhelm you.
And so our 5th reason, number 5, is the fact that if you do have a child already and you're working on number 2 and you're struggling, I can't imagine having to chase like a toddler around, a baby around, or a 5-year-old or 5 and 3-year-old. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine having all that on one plate and then being pregnant again. It's like, you need a break. Like, come over, like, make me a lasagna. Like, I need somebody to be on my side and say, you know what, like, I will take these 2 out, or 1 out, or whatever you have, your husband out. If your husband is just like a child, like, I will take your husband out, bring him to a movie, you hang on, like, you watch a movie yourself.
Put your feet up.
Yeah.
They're the 5 reasons why we think it's a good idea to share the news, but we know that everyone has different stories, and you might feel that it isn't a good idea for lots of reasons. So we'd love to hear what your thoughts are, and did it help or hinder you to share that information, and would you do it again would you do things differently next time?
We'd love to hear from you, so
bring it on.
Message boxes are open. Give us some comments. Tell us how we do. Tell us what we like. Reporting you live. Do you like this?
Do you like it?
Do you like this?
Do you like it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
We are live from Aruba. No.
What's your luck? Never. And we're back. Hi.